To learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. I know I've talked about the well here quite a bit in the last few days, but I'm really proud of it. Yesterday it rained a good portion of the day. Not hard, but significant. I mean, it was consistent. And then last night it rained all night. I don't think there was a break in the rain all night long. Now, in the past, even if a little bit of rain would have had half hour, 45-minute rain, the well water would have been dirty. Groundwater would have gotten down into it, and I wouldn't have been able to use it. I would have had to wait 2 days for the ground to dry, and then I could come in, flush out the well 3 times. It was an all-day procedure. I've said that many times. And then I could fill the IBC tank, and I dreaded it. It was an all-day thing. As you know, I'm not a well expert, didn't know anything about a well last year, and now, today, I have a fully functional well that works after it rained. And like I said, it rained all day yesterday, at least good portions of the day, I should say, and then all night last night. Today, I came up here, I thought, well, this is probably the real test. I filled up my bucket without filters. I just used regular water coming out of the well. I filled up the bucket, and it was clean. Of course, then I filtered the water and put it in the IBC tank. It's working. And it's such an accomplishment. I mean, the insecurities of not knowing what you're doing with a well, you're throwing money at it. You know, do you spend $2,000 or $10,000 for a professional to come in? I mean, it would have been $2,000 if he'd have done what I did, or $10,000 for them to say, no, your well's been condemned. We're gonna have to drill a new well. The only thing I think I'm gonna do is the other day I told you, it rained really hard, and this collected water, and my ditch here, I got a little ditch, had clogged up, and I didn't notice it. So when I came out, there was an accumulation of water here. Well, that accumulation of water probably had the potential to crawl underneath the concrete and down into the well casing. That's pretty cheap. So I'm about $600. I just sat here and kind of thought about the prices in my head. One of the costs was a new well pump. I didn't really need a new well pump. I had one, but it was just too big to fit down the 4-inch PVC. So I don't know if you count that or not. I mean, but regardless, $600 with the well pump, or $2,000 for them to do the same exact thing. I think maybe tomorrow I'll just go get some concrete. That won't take long. I don't need that much. And concrete's like $5 a bag. It's not expensive. It's pretty cheap. As I told you, the gutter, I made a gutter the other day, so all the water runs down into this gutter and down this way. That worked perfectly. That is just a big deal to me. Of course, you got your insecurities with it, not knowing anything, and you're just researching, studying, and you got so many people. I mean, it's my fault being on YouTube, but you got so many people telling you what you're doing isn't gonna work, and so that just adds to your insecurities. So maybe you can see down here is kind of all the water kind of drains down into this area, and you can see it's really sloppy down here. It's preventing us from moving the chicken run. The chickens are really wanting some grass. They've ate up this area pretty good here, but it is so muddy right here. You can see how muddy it is. It's so muddy that Carolyn and I are afraid that if we try to pick it up and move it, we'll slip, fall down, hurt ourselves. So we're gonna have to wait for it to dry up. It looks like we're gonna get a dry spell, so maybe in a day or two we can move this. So what I'm doing in the meantime is I'm just using my little sickle bar sling blade. Anybody ever watch the movie Sling Blade? So I use this here, and I just knock down some weeds and come over here and throw it in. And they seem to be okay with that. The little chicks are pretty happy today. A little bit more rambunctious than they've been normally. I'm glad the rain event is over. I'm glad the well works. So today, I'm going to show you a new item I got. I mean, it's not a big deal. I'm sure everybody's got one that's got a riding lawnmower. And I decided that we weren't going to get it, but Carolyn said, you know what, I want to get it. And so when Carolyn wants something, I get it, because she never asks for anything, ever. It's just amazing how she just doesn't need things. But she wants to kind of landscape the property this fall, this winter. And she thought it would be better if we had something that we could cart things around. Now, currently, we have this little hand cart, and I've used this for everything, from bringing the groceries into the house. Of course, we have the bridge, so that makes it pretty easy. We just take it from the truck over to the bridge, and the cart can literally go into the house. I've taken all this wood from some direction in this cart. I hand carted everything. So when we got the lawnmower, I just drilled a hole in the handle here, And I've been pulling around with a lawnmower. I showed you that this thing can hold a lot of weight, holds 900 pounds. I've showed you that. That's what they advertise, and I've used it as such. But Carolyn doesn't want to use that all winter long. She wanted to buy a lawnmower cart. So yesterday we got a lawnmower cart. So today I'm going to get this thing unloaded. Now if you know me, I'm sure those who've been with my channel for a couple of weeks will know that I slime all my utilities tires. I've used them in the truck before temporarily. When we were down in Texas, I had several flat tires. Must have got into something, I don't know what it was. And I slimed the tires. Of course, the mechanics hate that. It got us where we needed to be so we could order some tires. It took us, what, 6 days to get tires ordered from Walmart. But I slime everything around here because everything's got glass in it, nails, I mean, just everywhere. And I know people tell me I can use magnets and different things, but I mean, look at this stockpile of junk right here in the middle of the pathway. Got these things, glass. I put slime in it and that prevents flat tires. So, and there's two types of slime. You can get tubed tire slime and it comes in a label with red. It says tube sealant right there. And then you can get tubeless, which comes in a blue label and it says tubeless tires. And I use that for my lawnmower. The lawnmower doesn't have tubes. If you cut your tire, that will seal it up. You'll never know you had a cut. So I'm gonna get this unloaded and then I'm gonna move these bricks down here to the solar panel area. I want to try to kill the grass in between the solar panels. And I've used different things, but I always end up having to use the things that I like, tarps and stuff. So I'll just put these bricks down here. Carolyn wants to use these bricks next year for more raised garden beds. So I'll just get them transported down there. I got a bucket holder right here. I was worried that that wasn't going to clear, but it does. It clears it just fine. All right, so putting slime is pretty easy. The hardest part about it is you got to take the air out of the tire, but the cap on the slime has a device in it that you can use to remove the valve stem. Okay, and so when you get it out, that's what it looks like. This is the thing you can depress to let the air out on your tire. And so it comes out. And then you have to put the slime into the tire. The slime has a little tube on it that you stick right onto the valve stem. And then you just got to squeeze it in. On the back it says how much you got to put in different types of tires. This particular tire takes 8 ounces. Okay, after you get the slime put in, put your valve back in. All right, now I'm just going to air up the tire. And so I brought this down to the generator. I can turn on my generator and then I can just air this up with my air pump. So I'm going to lay these bricks right here, those blocks right here, to kind of kill that grass a little bit. I've been putting different things down, like that PVC that I made for the guttering up on the well. I had it here for a while, but then I needed it, so I had to take it away. But I need to get this grass to die down a little bit. So I'll put the bricks here. If I had cardboard, I could put it here, just, you know, whatever. Okay, so that's what I did there. And I know the grass will still grow up in between the cracks, but then I can just take some vinegar and spray it and add vinegar to kill the rest of it. And when Carolyn's ready to use these bricks for her raised garden, she can just come over here and take them as she needs them. I tell you, the chains just never stop amazing me. It's incredible how well those chains have changed this lawnmower into something that I could use. But I came down into this water pit down here. I didn't realize it was so wet, and I had that trailer hooked up. It's all water. I don't know if you can hear it, but it just pulled me right through it. So those chains were a valuable investment. They were only $50. Of course, if I'd have bought the tractor tires that everybody wanted me to buy, those would have been about $180, I think it was, for the 2 tires. And those chains have done everything perfectly. So I'm really glad I did that. Glad I got the wagon. That's going to really make things easier around here. And of course, that's Carolyn's because she asked for it. So I hope I can inspire you to make things easier for your spouse when you're living your dream. Thanks for watching.